Hey guys, Alex here, GuitarForce.com. So in today's video I'm going to show you an excerpt from part 1 of the lesson on how to play Pali Gap by Jimi Hendrix. And this was kindly requested and supported by Bruce, so huge thanks goes out to him for the support. And let me just take a minute and explain the whole situation with part 1, part 2 of the lesson. So what I did is I've divided the lesson into 2 parts. So the first part covers about 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the original song, and the full lesson of part 1 is available at GuitarForce.com. You can find the links in the description box down below. Let me know if you have an interest in part 2 covering the rest of the song, and leave your comments below under this video. And with the download for the first part, you're going to be getting the full video lesson, obviously, all of the tabs in PDF format, a playthrough, and I found a really good backing tracks, and I'm not going to be including them with the package, but you can find them on YouTube. I will also leave the links under this video. It's a very good made backing track, and I don't know the guy, but he made a few different variations of you know, just a bass and drums, bass, drums and guitar, and you know, there's all sorts of variations. So I will leave the link in the description box down below and check it out. So you know, I'm not going to take a credit for this backing track. It's his work, and it's very good, so check it out. And one more thing before I show you the excerpt from the lesson. If you're interested in Jimi Hendrix's style of playing, I have a big course which is called Get Experienced. It's in 2 parts. It's more than 4 hours of information, which is available at GuitarForce.com. I will leave the links in the description box down below as well. If you're interested, please check it out. And for the lesson, I was using, for the sound, I was using the VST plugin Guitar Rig, as usual. And I'm going to show you the picture of the preset right now. We're going to be in half step down tuning on all the strings. So while you're checking out the picture of the preset, I'm going to play you my low E string, which is E flat, so you can tune up and play along with this lesson. Alright, so as always, we're going to break up the lesson into parts. First, we're going to start with the rhythm guitar, get this out of the way, and then we'll move on to the lead. So the intro, or the rhythm guitar I should say, kind of separates into 2 parts. The first, the intro, where you hear Jimmy's just playing kind of like a bass line. And then once the solo starts, he goes into more chordal work there. So we're gonna do the same. We're gonna break it up into 2 parts. The intro, which is kind of the repetitive bass line, but of course, Jimmy being Jimmy, he would play a lot of variations even on that riff. So let me just play through the riff a couple of times, and then we're gonna break it down. It goes like this. Alright, so here, by the way, let me just explain the chord progression for the entire song. It's just these 4 chords, or 3 chords even, going on. So we have a B minor with sometimes B minor add 9. I'll explain that later on. Then we have so the B minor we played for 1 bar. Then we have in the next bar we have E minor, or E minor 7, go into G major, G major 7, and then for a short time, just for one beat, we have an A, so just moving up 2 frets and then going back to the B minor again. And sometimes he would skip the A chord altogether and just play the E minor, G, and then back to the B minor. So the bass line basically follows that. So in the first bar that we have, which goes, so here we're just playing on the B predominantly. So it starts off on the B chord, I should say. So it starts off with this line. So we have 2 times 2nd fret on the A string, which is the B note. Then we have open D string. Then we have a grace note here. So from open to the 2nd fret on the A string. Little pause, and then we have, so 2nd fret to the open on the A string, going to the low E 3rd fret, the G note. So we have, and then we go into the second bar, which starts off with the E chord, E minor. So Jimmy's just playing here. Again, a few variations here. So he would play, so just kind of breaking up the chord, playing the bass note, then picks the just part of the chord, then goes for the G note here. So because the harmony now changing from to the G, so he plays the G note here, 3rd fret on the low E string, lets it ring out, and here he plays a few variations. So as you can see in the tabs as well, every time he's changing slightly some of the notes on the G string, on the G chord here. So in the first one, for example, he goes into, after the little pause, just playing the open D string, open A string, and then he's going back to the B chord again. Now repeats this line, then we back to the E again. Now here for variation, he plays it like that, spreads out the bass notes of the chord, then goes to the G notes, and then here, for example, he plays an open low E string, which is part of the G scale as well. So, and then open A string, and then back again to the, and you'll see and you'll hear a lot of these, the grace notes that he plays. Alright, so I'm not going to be explaining too much of that anymore, so you can check out the tabs for reference. So what I'm going to do, just going to play through these 4 bars, I'm sorry, 4 times the riff. It's going to go like this slowly. Alright, now moving on to the second part of the rhythm guitar. Here we have, like I said, a little bit more of a chordal work. So we're gonna move up to this position right here for the B minor. And again, Jimmy's using a lot of variations here. Sometimes, he would just plays the chords. Just predominantly playing chords and embellishing the chords. Embellishing meaning adding a few notes here and there, and maybe sometimes playing a different type of chords. So what I mean by that is, for example, for the B minor, he would play a lot of adding the 9th here. So here's the B minor chord, and he would add the B minor add 9, the 9th here on the high E string. you just play on this chord for the whole bar. Then when we go to the E minor, sometimes he would play it as a E9, and he would skip the third, so he would play it like E9 without the third. Then for the G, for example, he would play this this shape of the G, which is from the cage system if you're not familiar. So then moves up to the A using the same shape, getting back to the B minor again. Then he would play, you know, just like a standard E minor or E minor 7 chord, and then goes into the G here, back to the B minor. So he would skip the A here. Then he would play something like, you know, spreading the chord. And also just keep in mind that when we go to the second bar where we have the E minor 7 G and sometimes A, the E minor 7 we play for one end beats, and then on the one end he switches to the G chord, and the same goes for the A. Just for the brief time he plays the A. Sometimes when he plays the A, he's going to be on the 4th beat of the bar, and then going back to the B minor again. So it would be something like that. Alright, so then again for the B minor, I would stay on B minor, and he would use a lot of like passing notes. Like in this instance, for example, he would play the B minor, lets it ring out, and then before going to the E minor he would play, you know, just using a couple of passing notes here and there, and then, you know, using open strings. Then he would switch the positions. For example, for the G he would go here, and then would embellish the chord by adding the 6th, for example, sliding up to the 2 frets and getting back to the position of the B minor here. And would use, you know, kind of like riffs and little phrases here and there. So you know, stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do, again, I'm just gonna play through of a few variations of this chord progression, and you can see also in the tabs all of the notes, and if you want to, you can follow along after you learn that. So I'm gonna be playing them a little bit slower so you can hear and see better what's going on. So it's gonna go like this. Alright guys, so that was it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to continue learning the entire part 1 of the lesson, check out the link in the description box down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Don't forget to visit GuitarForce.com for more guitar lessons. In the meantime, I'll see you again. Take it easy, and as always, let the force be with you.